You are likely sitting down right now. Maybe you are relaxing in a favorite armchair, or perhaps you are leaning forward at a desk, focused on a screen. You feel safe, you feel comfortable, but it is exactly in that comfort that a silent biological error is occurring. I want you to look at your legs for a moment. Right now, inside the deep veins of your calves, a battle is being fought against gravity. And if you have been sitting there for more than 90 minutes without moving, gravity is winning. Most people believe that health is simply the absence of pain. This is the single greatest lie we tell ourselves. You think because your legs don't hurt, they are fine. But the body doesn't scream when it's in trouble. At least, not at first. It whispers. It keeps what I call the invisible chart. Every hour you spend immobile is a line entry on that chart, accruing interest on a debt you didn't know you were borrowing. In the next few minutes, I am going to explain a mechanism in your body that is likely asleep right now. It is a fail-safe system designed to keep you alive, but modern life has turned it off. By the end of this video, you will understand why ignoring this system is the primary reason why perfectly healthy retirements turn into medical tragedies overnight. There is a specific movement, a simple activation of a second heart you didn't know you had, that can wipe that debt clean. But if you ignore it, the price is not just a cramp, it is a catastrophic event that moves from your leg to your lungs in seconds.
Hello, and welcome back to the Senior Health Doctor. In today's video, we will cover the silent killer hiding in your legs. Before we start, if you enjoy our content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below telling me your age and which city or country you are watching from.
My mission here is simple. We do not treat symptoms. We look for the root cause. And the root cause of the tragedy I am about to describe is usually a lack of knowledge about how your own plumbing works. Here is what most people never connect. The health of your lungs and your heart is entirely dependent on the movement of your ankles. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But stick with me, because understanding this connection is the difference between autonomy and a hospital bed. Let's dive into the physiology. We need to talk about the blood in your veins. Arteries are easy to understand. Your heart is a powerful pump, about the size of your fist, and it blasts oxygen-rich blood down to your toes with high pressure. Getting blood to the legs is easy. Gravity helps. The pressure helps. The problem is getting it back. Once that blood reaches your feet, it has to make a U-turn. It has to climb vertically, against gravity, all the way back up to your chest to be reoxygenated. But here is the design flaw in the human body. Your heart cannot suck blood back up, it can only push it out. So, how does blood climb 5 feet up a vertical pipe? The veins in your legs are equipped with tiny, delicate one-way valves. Think of them like rungs on a ladder. The blood moves up a few inches, the valve snaps shut to catch it, and then it moves up again. But what pushes it? It's not your heart, it is your muscles. Specifically, the muscles in your calves. Every time you take a step, the muscle contracts, squeezing the deep veins like a tube of toothpaste, shooting the blood upward. This is the mechanism. But what happens when you sit? When you sit, the muscles go silent. They go flaccid. The pump turns off. The specialized valves in your veins sit open or stagnant. The blood flow, which should be a rushing river, turns into a swamp. In medicine, we call this venous stasis. The blood slows down, and blood is a peculiar substance. It is designed to clot when it stops moving. It thinks you are bleeding, so it tries to save you by solidifying. Inside that stagnant blood, 3 things begin to happen. We call this the traffic jam. First, the platelets, the sticky cells designed to patch wounds, start to bump into each other. They get confused. They start adhering to the vessel wall. Second, red blood cells get trapped in the mix. And third, a tough protein called fibrin starts to weave a web around them. It creates a mesh. This is the birth of a thrombus, a blood clot. Now listen closely, because this is where the invisible chart becomes deadly. You cannot feel this clot forming. There is no alarm bell. You might feel a heavy sensation in the leg, or perhaps nothing at all. You finish your movie, or your long drive, or your work shift. You finally stand up. That sudden movement squeezes the vein, but instead of pushing liquid blood, it pushes this solid mass. The clot breaks free. Now it has a new name, an embolus. It is a traveler. It rides the highway of your largest veins, widening as it goes, rushing through the abdomen, passing through the right side of the heart. The heart doesn't know it's a solid object. It just pumps it through, and then the road narrows. The pulmonary arteries, the vessels that feed your lungs, get smaller and smaller. The clot hits a fork in the road and it wedges. It sticks. In an instant, blood flow to a portion of your lungs is cut off. This is a pulmonary embolism. The tissue begins to suffocate. The symptoms are terrifying because they happen out of nowhere. Sudden shortness of breath, sharp chest pain, a rapid heart rate as your heart tries frantically to push against the blockage. In severe cases, it leads to cardiac arrest. I have spent 45 years in medicine, and I cannot tell you how many times I have heard the phrase, "But he was just sitting there," or "She just got back from a lovely trip. They didn't fall. They weren't sick. They just didn't move. Their body had plenty of functional reserve, but they fell victim to simple physics." If you are finding this information helpful, consider sharing this video with a friend or family member who spends a lot of time sitting. It might just save a life. So, why does the body allow this? The body assumes you are a hunter-gatherer. It assumes you are walking, squatting, and moving all day. It did not evolve for the office chair, the recliner, or the economy seat of an airplane. When you sit with your knees bent and your ankles still, you are essentially kinking the hose. You are reducing the blood flow in that critical popliteal vein, the one behind your knee, by 2/3 compared to when you are walking. That is a staggering drop. 2/3 less flow. That is not just a slowdown. That is a crisis of stagnation. Now, I promised you a revelation, a way to reverse this risk. It is not a pill. It is not a detox. It is a mechanical solution to a mechanical problem. You have a second heart. Anatomists and physiologists actually refer to the calf muscle complex, the gastrocnemius and the soleus, as the peripheral heart. When these muscles contract, they can generate pressure immense enough to blast blood straight back to the chest. But here is the secret most people miss. The soleus muscle, deep inside the calf, is the workhorse. It is designed so it doesn't get tired. It can pump all day long without fatigue. The problem is, you have to turn the key to start the engine, and the key is your ankle. Most people lose their health because they believe they need an hour at the gym to fix their circulation. You don't. You need consistent, low-level activation. You need to clear the sludge before it hardens. Research indicates that the danger zone begins around the 90-minute mark of immobility, but the invisible damage starts much earlier. If you sit for 4 hours a day, your risk increases. If you sit for 8, it compounds. This is the interest accruing on your health debt. So, let's talk about the protocol. How do we manually override this system and guarantee the pump keeps running, even if we are stuck in a chair? I want you to visualize this with me. Better yet, if you are safe to do so, try it right now. Sit with your feet flat on the floor. Keep your heel planted firmly. Now, lift your toes and the front of your foot as high as they can go. Hold it for a split second. You should feel a stretch and a tightness in the front of your shin. Now, drop the toes and lift the heels high, pushing up onto the balls of your feet. Squeeze the calf muscle hard at the top. This motion, the seesaw of the ankle, is the manual pump. When you lift the heel, the huge calf muscles contract, emptying the deep veins. When you drop the heel and lift the toes, the muscles stretch and the veins refill with blood from the foot. Pump out, refill, pump out, refill. This is called dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. It sounds technical, but it is simply the gas pedal motion. Here's the protocol I recommend to maintain what I call your vascular autonomy. Rule number 1, the 60-minute timer. Never allow your body to be in the same position for more than 60 minutes. I don't care if the movie is good. I don't care if the work is important. Your cells do not care about your deadline. Stand up, walk to the kitchen, walk to the mailbox. Just 2 minutes of walking resets the pressure in the veins. It flushes the system. Rule number 2, active sitting. If you cannot stand, say you are on a plane or in a meeting, or perhaps you have limited mobility, you must use the ankle pump. Perform 15 repetitions of the heel raise and toe raise every hour. Do not just wiggle your foot. Be intentional. Squeeze the muscle. Make the pump work. Rule number 3, hydration. Imagine trying to pump thick mud through a hose versus pumping water. When you are dehydrated, your blood becomes viscous. It gets sticky. Drink water not just for your kidneys, but to keep your blood thin and movable. Now, before I continue, I must give you a critical safety warning. This is vital. If you are watching this and you already have pain in your leg, specifically if one leg is swollen, warm to the touch, red or tender when you squeeze the calf, do not perform these exercises. Do not massage the leg. If a clot is already there, massaging it or exercising vigorously could dislodge it and send it to your lungs. If you have those symptoms, heat, redness, swelling, pain, you need to go to the emergency room immediately. That is a medical emergency. The protocol I am teaching you today is for prevention, not for treating an active crisis. I know you might be wondering a few things. I often get asked, Dr. Arthur, what about when I'm sleeping? Do I need to wake up every hour? The answer is no. When you are lying flat in bed, gravity is no longer the enemy. Your legs are on the same level as your heart. The blood flows back much more easily. The danger is highest when your legs are dangling, when the vertical climb is steepest. Sleep in peace. You might also ask, does this only apply to the elderly? Absolutely not. I have seen healthy athletes in their 20s develop clots after a long international flight. They had low resting heart rates, strong muscles, and perfect checkups. But they sat in a cramped seat for 14 hours, dehydrated, and didn't move. The mechanism of stasis does not care how much you can bench press. It cares about flow. If the river stops, the sediment settles. Another common question is about compression socks. Do they work? Evidence suggests they can be very helpful. They provide external pressure to keep the veins from expanding too much, which helps the valves close properly. They are a great tool, especially for travel, but they are not a replacement for movement. A sock squeezes, but only a muscle pumps. You need both. We are talking about building functional reserve. This is a concept I want you to carry with you. Functional reserve is the buffer zone between you and disaster. When you exercise your calves, when you take those walking breaks, you are building a vascular system that is efficient, clear, and resilient. If you ignore this, you are eating away at that reserve. And the tragedy of modern aging, the retirement tragedy, as I call it, is that people work hard for 40 years, save their money, and look forward to traveling the world, only to spend their retirement managing conditions that were preventable. They spend their travel fund at the pharmacy. A blood clot changes your life. Even if you survive the pulmonary embolism, the damage to the veins in your legs can be permanent. It can lead to chronic swelling, skin changes, and ulcers. It is a heavy interest rate to pay for a few hours of comfortable sitting. Your body is the only house you will ever live in. You cannot move out when the plumbing fails. There is no reset button. but you have the power, right now, to maintain the systems that keep you alive. So, here is your homework. It is simple. Set an alarm on your phone or your watch. Label it "Move." When it goes off, respect it. It is your body asking for help. Do your 15 ankle pumps. Feel that tightness in the calf. That sensation is the feeling of blood shooting back to your heart, carrying oxygen, keeping you alive. Visualize the invisible chart. Every time you move, you are erasing a debt. You are buying yourself more time, more freedom, and more autonomy. This is educational content and does not replace medical advice. If you have a history of clotting, are on medication, or have concerns, please consult your doctor. They know your specific history better than anyone. But please do not stay still. The chair is a tool, not a lifestyle. Keep the river flowing. Don't wait to lose your health to realize its value.